So you're thinking about moving to Virginia's beautiful mountains and valleys, and maybe even a place like Wintergreen Resort. Well, in this video, I'm going to take you on a tour via a map. I'm going to show you how to get to Wintergreen and show you around Wintergreen, show you several of its amenities and what Wintergreen has to offer. And if you hang around to the end of the video, I'm going to give you a current market report specific to just Wintergreen so that you'll know what to expect to pay for a property if you were to purchase in Wintergreen. And you definitely don't want to miss out on that. So hang around to the end of the video, but we're going to get started right now. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living, sleeping, eating, playing in Virginia's mountains and valleys, and click on that subscribe button and touch that bell icon so you can be the first to be notified about all the current market information in Virginia from its mountains to its valleys. Hi, my name is Stephen Gleason, along with my wife and partner Leslie, and we get phone calls and emails every day from folks just like you who are looking to make a move to Virginia's mountains and valleys, or looking to make a move from one side of the valley to the other, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, just pick up the phone and give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. That information's all in the description down below, and we'll be happy to help you make your move to or in Virginia as smooth as possible. Now, as I mentioned, today I was going to take you on a map tour and show you more about Wintergreen. And there's a lot to say about Wintergreen, Virginia, so I'm not going to waste any time. We're just going to go ahead and we're going to get after it right now. So as I share my screen here, and as you can see, Wintergreen Resort is located southwest of Charlottesville and south of Waynesboro. It is, most of it anyway, is on the eastern side of the Blue Ridge Mountains. And to give you a little perspective as far as where it sits in the state, here in the state of Virginia, if you were to go and you were to make a drive and go to Washington, D.C., there's several ways that you could actually get there. One of those ways is to cut up through Charlottesville and come up Highway 29, hit Interstate 66, and go right on into Northern Virginia and into Washington, D.C. Another way that you could get there would be to go off the other side of the Blue Ridge Mountains and into the Shenandoah Valley, up Interstate 81, down Interstate 66, and meeting up in Washington, D.C. area there. There's another final way as well that's the most quickest way to go anyway, and all of these routes are about 3 hours depending upon traffic, and that is to go up here again to Charlottesville, go a little bit west this time to Zion's Crossroad, and you're going to cut up several different highways through Virginia up into Fredericksburg, and then you're going to take Interstate 95 north to get into Washington, D.C. That can be a great route, but sometimes that particular route to get a lot of traffic on I-95 between Fredericksburg and Washington. If you're coming from the south, you're going to come up through Lynchburg, most likely, and you're going to get off on Highway 29 onto Highway 15, and then you're going to make your way over to the resort there at Wintergreen. Of course, if you're coming up here in the valley, you're probably going to come up and go this way, but you could possibly meander through over the top of the mountain as well, see some beautiful, beautiful drives. Now, of course, if you're going to go down to Richmond, Richmond is just a little under 2 hours away from Wintergreen Resort. And then as you go down into Newport News, you can make it all the way out to Virginia Beach in about 3.5 hours. So it just kind of gives you an idea where you sit as far as in the state goes, as far as away from some of its major cities. Now, I want to go ahead and zoom in here in just a second. And I want to get a little closer look here so you can kind of get an idea. As you can see, Wintergreen has a very rural setting. And that's a nice thing. And if you're coming in from the Tidewater area, Virginia Beach, Richmond, or Charlottesville, which is about 45 minutes away, you're going to come up Interstate 64. And probably the fastest way to get there is to get off the interstate here at Yancey Mills, hit Highway 250, and then come down 151. And then you're going to get to the little town of Nellysford, and just go through Nellysford, and then you're going to get Beech Grove Road, Highway 6, or excuse me, State Road 664, and you're going to travel up to Wintergreen. If you're coming from the west, whether it's from the north or from the south, you're going to be on Interstate 81, and then you're going to come down on 64, and you're going to get off down here just south of Waynesboro, meander through the little valley here, and come up from Mount Tory Road on up to Reed's Mill Road. Again, State Route 664, and find your way to Wintergreen. If you're really in for a nice little drive that is part of the Blue Ridge Parkway, you can come from the east or the west, and you can get off right up here at the Blue Ridge Parkway. And you can travel along the ridge of the Shenandoah Valley, which parallels the Appalachian Trail, and you'll find yourself meeting up there at the top of the mountain, and you'll travel down to Wintergreen Resort, just the entrance partial way down on that side of the mountain. And of course, again, if you're coming up from Lynchburg, you're going to come up Highway 29 to Highway 15. I want to go ahead and I want to blow up the map here a little bit further and narrow down right into Wintergreen so you can get even a better idea of Wintergreen. The map on the left is going to show you some of the details and locations there in Wintergreen. And of course, the satellite map here on the right give you an idea kind of the lay of the land. And you're going to enter down here at it's not the bottom of the mountain, but it's down from the top of the Blue Ridge on the Blue Ridge Mountains. And if you're coming up from the east, of course, you're going to be seeing a continual climb. And once you hit the gates there at Wintergreen, you're going to find yourself on a meandering road that goes all the way to the top of the mountain. It's a little over 2.5 miles to get from the entrance to the actual resort place where the ski slopes are and the mountain inn, and that's all in this area right here. If you travel on out here, some beautiful, beautiful views out here in the Black Rock area, especially here on this south side of the Black Rock area, just some beautiful mountain views and overlooking into the valleys. And like I say, just a whole lot of houses out there, nice homes. A lot of the homes there, folks are permanent residents in those homes. If you go out this way, you're going to go to the Devil's Knob area, and I'd stop off right about there because you can see the golf course right there and a whole bunch of holes there in the golf course that you can enjoy and play. If you go on out, you can see there's hundreds of homes that literally lie all over in the Devil's Knob area, reaching all the way over. Some of them you have a view of the Shenandoah Valley, as a matter of fact, and that is all up in the Devil's Knob area. And so you get an idea that that the layout here, it's a large resort and there's a lot of homes in this particular area. So what I want to do now is I want to go ahead and I want to overlay another map. You can see the part that I just put in on the satellite side, and that section, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at that here on the next map and kind of give you an idea what some of the things Wintergreen has to offer. Over 24 places of condos and townhomes here in Wintergreen that you can rent or you can purchase, and they're furnished. And we'll just start here with these here. These are the condos. These are the ones that have some of the most beautiful views in all of Wintergreen. They overlook the valley below and have mountains in the distance, and off to the side you can see the ski resorts from here. And matter of fact, Overlook, if you look at our blog video, I featured one of the properties in the Overlook neighborhood in this, I would call it the terraced area of Wintergreen. With some beautiful, beautiful views here. If you're looking for a ski in and ski out type neighborhood that's right on the ski slopes, you're going to want to look down here in the Timbers and of course Mountain Inn, the Eagles Court, the Dobie, all of those resorts all of those condos sit right on the ski slopes, and you can literally ski in and ski out right onto the slopes there at Wintergreen. There's a few others here as well. Three Ridges. In our vlog video, we looked at a property in Three Ridges as well, White Oak to Laurelwood. Again, not too far at all from the ski slopes as well. And then if you're looking to get up into the golf course area, you're going to look or into the tennis center area. You're going to be looking in the Fairway Woods neighborhood, the Stone Ridge, the North Ridge. And those properties sit back, as I said, over toward the golf course. And there's a little bit of a walk down from those areas down to the ski slopes. But the good thing about it is when the ski slopes are running, they have shuttle service that runs from those condos down to the ski slope. So you don't have to walk or drive your own car. You can just take a shuttle down and a shuttle back. One other area of Wintergreen that I wanted to mention as well, while the resort sits up here on top of the mountain, you can also be associated with the resort down here in Nellysford. There's Stony Creek, which is a large home neighborhood down in this area with single family homes that totally different vibe down in the valley. You're looking up to see the mountain views as opposed to looking from the top of the mountain down to see the valley views. And but again, you can have a lot of the same amenities living in the Stony Creek area and take advantage of a lot of things at the resort as well. And we'll talk a little bit more about the Stony Creek area here in a little bit when I talk to you about the market update here in Virginia, or excuse me, in Wintergreen. So Wintergreen certainly has a lot of things to offer for the folks that live there or visit there. And for example, you have Devil's Knob Golf Course, an 18-hole championship style course that sits up in the resort there at Wintergreen, and beautiful, beautiful layout, beautiful course. And that is for members only. If you go down to Stony Creek, which I mentioned earlier, they have a 27-hole course, which is open to its members, of course, and to the public as well. And both of those courses are very, very nice courses to play. Of course, you get those different vibes of looking up to the mountains or down from the mountains. It's just really neat. Of course, there's a tennis center up there. There's an aquatic center. There's a fitness center. And all of those are amenities that residents can have the opportunity to use. There are different memberships and initiation fees, and most of those comes with annual fees as well to use some of the facilities there at the Wintergreen Resort. And of course, in addition to some of those activities, which we'll look at those more in depth here in just a second, but in addition to those, there's multiple places and multiple restaurants to eat there. There's the Copper Mine, there's the Devil's Grill, there's the Stony Creek Bar and Grill, there's the Upper Crust Pizza, there's the Edge, which Leslie and I have eaten at, and it's beautiful. You sit there literally right next to the ski slopes, and you overlook, you see the beautiful valley below, and you can watch the folks taking the lifts up the mountain and skiing down the mountain. Just kind of a real relaxed atmosphere, and most nights they have live music there as well. And of course, if you decide that you want to leave the resort and go to some other areas down in Nellysford, there are some restaurants down there as well as some nice little cute type shops. And then of course you can go into Charlottesville as well, or Waynesboro, and there's a lot of shops. There's a lot of restaurants there that you could take advantage of as well. So as I mentioned, there's a lot of things to do at Wintergreen, and we'll just go back to the map here. And as I've already mentioned, you have the skiing area over here, and what a neat area it is. You've got 26 total trails in there. Of course, they're for beginner, for intermediate, for advanced skiers. 129 acres of skiable area there. And the longest run that you have there is 1.4 miles long. You got multiple chairlifts that are going to get you back to the top of the mountain. You've got 2 high-speed 6-pack lifts. You've got a fixed quad, a fixed grip quad. You've got a triple chairlift and a double chairlift as well. And so multiple ways and quickly to get you back to the top of the mountain so you can get the most out of your skiing experience as possible. One of the things that I mentioned was the tennis area, and I just kind of want to go down. I'll hit a few of these places that you see here on the right-hand side, but the Devil's Knob tennis area. The Devil's Knob tennis area is actually one of the premier tennis areas in all of the United States, if not, honestly, all the world. As a matter of fact, Tennis Resorts Online gives Wintergreen a gold medal ranking. That's their top ranking that they have, and they ranked it in 2022 as the number 23 top tennis and pickleball resorts and camps in the United States. And so that's a pretty high ranking and a great thing that they have there in their tennis center. The Tennis Magazine also ranked Wintergreen among the nation's top 50 tennis programs for the last 18 years. And one of those years in the past, it was recognized as the #1 family resort for families in the United States. So what a recognition. I mean, that's the kind of quality you're going to get if you go to the tennis center and to enjoy it. And of course, they have camps there as well. And for example, the Nike camp is hosted there. And so if you're a tennis player, I have no doubt that you would really enjoy your time there at the tennis center. Of course, they had multiple court surfaces, both inside and out as well. I've already mentioned the 2 golf courses, Wintergreen on the top of the mountain there. For Devil's Knob, you'll see it here on the map, Devil's Knob Golf Course, where the grill is too. But the golf course is an 18-hole championship style course. Stony Creek, down at the bottom, it was actually designed by Reese Jones, and as I mentioned, it's a 27-hole course that is open to members as well and to the public also. Another area that no doubt some folks would definitely like to take advantage of is the spa and the the aquatic center, and then also the fitness center there as well. So if you want to take a nice relaxing afternoon and have a nice spa treatment and have a dip in the pool, and there's multiple pools in the Wintergreen Resort area, but this is the centralized area here, and really nice aquatic center and fitness center as well. Then you have the Nature Foundation at Wintergreen Park, which is a foundation that is a conservationist group, and they put on educational programs. They want to protect the region's environmental legacy for future generations to come. And they do that, as I mentioned, through conservation, through research, and then through education as well. They have multiple educational programs. So if you have kids, you may want to go and take them to Ridsley's Fun Park down here. It's a part of the skiing opportunities that smaller children have. And they have like a mini snow tube run down there, and just a lot of activities for the kids during the winter months. And speaking of snow tubing, I failed to mention that over here in this area as well, there's also 12 snow tube runs that are 900 feet long. And it's known as the Plunge. And so great area just to go out there and slide down the hill in a tube and have a lot of fun. And of course, there's snowboarding that goes on here on the slopes as well. Another place that you might be interested in if you have children is the tree house, the playground here, which has different activities for kids as well. Next, I want to talk about a really neat place. If you're looking to stay in a motel type room, you can go right here, number 8, the Mountain Inn. The Mountain Inn's really neat. It's, of course, it is what it is. It's a big mountain inn. It has motel rooms, but it also has restaurants. It has shops, and it has a terrace you just walk right out onto, and then it has the Schmoken Terrace there as well, which is a great place for events. And there's an event center there that can accommodate over 400 guests, and just some beautiful views for like a wedding venue or for special meetings, that type of thing. But like I say, the Mountain Inn has a lot of different stores for shopping. They even have a Starbucks there as well. So you can make sure you stay warmed up and get your coffee. And then there's also number 12, the Discovery Ridge Adventure Center right here. And that's another activity for kids that they can pay an additional fee, and they can have things, their own tubing section. They could also opt for a ninja course, wall climbing, gem mining, and all the putt-putt golf that they can play for the entire day. So just another really neat place. And of course, we already talked, the Plunge Tubing Park right here, number 14, 900 feet of tubing runs. And of course, if you're a hiker, you're in a great place because the Appalachian Trail runs just parallel to Wintergreen Resort. And additionally, you've got 30 miles of hiking trails from easy to difficult in and around the resort there. You've got the Plunge, you've got the Schmoken Springs Nature Trail, and like I say, from easy to difficult, so there's a trail for everybody at Wintergreen. Perhaps it's mountain biking that you like, and Wintergreen has mountain biking trails as well. And additionally, if you want to, you can participate in the Wintergreen Tread and Trail Series, where they have races through the trails there in the Wintergreen area. If you're into kayaking and canoeing, there's multiple rivers around the area. In Charlottesville, you've got the Ravenna River. In Waynesboro, you've got the South River. And of course, you can go a little bit over towards Scottsdale, and you can get on the James River as well. 3 rivers that are very commonly floated here in the area. If you're looking for wineries and breweries, we talked about the restaurants that are around the area, but if you're looking for wineries and breweries, you've got multiple wineries on the east side of the Blue Ridge Mountains in the Monticello Wine Trail. There's only over 30 wineries in that area, and then you can go on over to the western side of the Blue Ridge up in the Shenandoah Valley, and you can hit at least 22 wineries up in that particular area. Maybe it's a brewery or a cidery, and you can go on the Blue Ridge Trail on the east side, the Charlottesville side of the Blue Ridge Mountains. There's 9 breweries in that trail, and you can go over and see 17 different breweries in the Shenandoah Valley as well. One that's very close and very convenient to Wintergreen, which is down at the bottom of the mountain, down next to Stony Creek there in Nellysford, is Devil's Backbone Brewery. Very popular brewery and very well known for their craft beers for many years now. Of course, I always like to talk about fine arts and things that you can avail yourself of, and Wintergreen does a fantastic job of that. Of course, you have Charlottesville and Waynesboro and playhouses there and other activities and musical events going on as well. But right at the resort in Wintergreen, they have a lot of different events and performances. And the culminating in their big event of every summer is the Wintergreen Summer Music Festival. It's a festival where there's over 220 events that are held, and educational seminars and opportunities to learn from professionals and from conductors. There's dance theater there. There's dance and theater there as well. There's cooking classes, and there's actually guest conductors that come from different places of the world and throughout the United States and work with students and work with composers. And there's about every year there's about 40 hand-selected students there who perform with the orchestra there at different locations throughout the resort. But it all culminates in the Wintergreen at the Evans Center for the Performing Arts. They have musical events there and symphonic performances. They have jazz performances. They have Blue Mountain musical performances. Just a whole lot of different genres of music that you can enjoy during the summer music festival there at Wintergreen. A really neat place to attend, and it's just hopping during that time. There's never a down minute. And if you like music, that would be a great place to be during the summertime there at Wintergreen. And of course, I like to talk about historical things as well. I haven't been a teacher in years past, and there's no shortage of historical things that you can see and do around Wintergreen within an hour and a half. Wintergreen, of course, you've got Charlottesville with Monticello, Thomas Jefferson's home, and you've got the Highlands, which is James Monroe's estate. And you go about an hour and 15 minutes south, you have Appomattox Courthouse, where General Robert E. Lee surrendered to General Grant to end the Civil War. And just a whole lot of neat historical things around the area that you can avail yourself to if you wanted to take a day trip away from the resort. So at the beginning of the video, I told you that if you hung around to the end of the video, I was going to share with you some market information specific to Wintergreen so that it can help you make an informed decision about what you would expect to pay if you were to purchase a lot there, or what you would expect to maybe get for your lot if you were selling a lot there in Wintergreen as well. So I'm going to go ahead and share with you here this slide that shows the condos and townhomes that were sold in Wintergreen last year. And there was well over 200 condos and townhomes that sold in the Wintergreen. There's over 1,100 properties there in the Wintergreen area. And of the ones that sold, the average condo/townhouse sold for about $291,000. Ranging in price from a one-bedroom, about 400 square feet, about $87,000, all the way up to $580,000 for a four-bedroom condominium that has beautiful mountain views on that ridge overlook, and that has almost 2,000 square feet as well. So there's a big range there in the selling price. But if you look down at the days on the market, they only stayed on the market for about 3 weeks. But on average, the median was only 7 days, meaning that there were several properties that had stayed on the market for a lot of the time, for a lot of days. But there were many, many more properties that went within a day or two, or certainly before 7 days, as they came onto the market. And if the property is priced right and it looks good, it's going to go very quickly there in the Wintergreen area. So you don't want to wait around. If it's a good property, you'd want to get in it very quickly and make an offer on it quickly. Likewise, you can see with single-family homes as well, the average price for a single-family home in the Wintergreen Resort area was about $650,000, ranging in price from a smaller two-bedroom home of $335,000 all the way up to almost $1.5 million of the homes that sold last year. Average days on the market, again, 31 days on average. I mean, there might have been a few on the other end that stayed on the market that drew that number up, but the median was only 8 days. So properties, houses like that, really, if you're there for a week, if you're priced right, it's a good property in great shape, it's not staying on the market more than about a week. So that being said, I wanted to go ahead and I wanted to show this next slide here, and I wanted to show you where Stony Creek is in relation to Wintergreen. As you can see, it's right down in Nellysford, and that's the Stony Creek area. And you can see some of the different amenities that are on this slide as well. You see that there's actually a tennis center down there as well. There's golf courses, there's restaurants down there as well. So a whole lot of things in that community as well to take advantage of, rather than having to go all the way up to the top of the mountain to take advantage if you live down in that neighborhood. In Stony Creek, on the next slide that I have here, in Stony Creek, The average home in that area sold for $694,000. Ranges again from about $325,000 all the way over $2 million, depending upon the size of the property. And again, days on the market, not very long at all, only 18. But look at the median. Only 3 days is what the average or the median house stayed on the market for there in the Stony Creek area. So again, like I say, things move very quickly in that area, and you definitely want to make sure that you are on top of it. And if you're interested in that property, you need to make a move on it quickly, because in most cases they're going very quickly. So I hope that the information that I've given you about Wintergreen today has helped you understand a little bit more about what Wintergreen has to offer, and give you a little bit of an idea about the properties that you could take advantage of if you're interested in living in Wintergreen. And like I say, whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days or 6 months or a year, whatever the case may be, Leslie and I have helped out folks in the past in Wintergreen, and we'd be more than happy to help you, whether it's selling a property or whether it's moving in and purchasing a property. And we'd be happy to help you do that. All you need to do is pick up the phone, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us that email. That information's all in that description down below. And we truly do want to help you make that move into Wintergreen, a very successful and a move that you will enjoy for years and years to come as you take advantage of all the opportunities and all the amenities that Wintergreen has to offer. So, like I always say at the end of every video, until next time, we'll see you around town.